Hello, my dear students. I hope you are fine. This is the first part of our new lesson, How Does Sound Travel? It is lesson 3 of chapter 9. Our objectives for today are that you will be able to describe the direction in which the sound travels and explain that sound can travel in different mediums. Let's start now, my dear. Look at this picture and tell me who can hear the sound of this talking girl more clearly. As that girl is whispering, only the girl close to her will hear her voice clearly. Others may hear a little bit, but not clearly, right? What do you think, my dear, if this talking girl talks loudly? All the children around her will hear her voice. That's because the sound moves in all directions. When you are close to the sound source, which is the talking girl here, you will hear a loud and clear sound. But if you move away from the source, the sound will be less loud and less clear. Let's have other examples here, my dear. Look at the first picture at your left hand. It is fire alarm. When this fire alarm is on, all the people in the building hear it. Remember when we were in the school and we tried that? So, my dear, because sound travels in all directions, all people in the building can hear the fire alarm and go out. For sure, the more you are close to the alarm, the more loud the sound will be. Look at the ambulance car now. Have you ever heard its sound? Yes, all of you heard that before, right? When this car passes through the street, all the people around will hear its sound. That's because sound moves in all directions. You hear its sound louder when it is close to you. As it moves away, the sound will gradually be lower and lower until the car went away. The same for that barking dog also. All people around will hear its barking sound. Because as we know, the sound moves in all directions. Notice, my dear, for those examples, and also that of the girl who was talking in the starter, the sound moves through air until it reaches your ears. When you hear the barking of the dog, the sound of the ambulance car, the fire alarm, or even my voice now, all those sounds move through air, then reach your ears, and so you can hear them. I took the example of the barking dog. Look how the sound travels through air until it reaches the ears of that girl, and so she can hear the sound of barking. Look, my dear, how the sound travels in all directions. So all people standing near the dog will hear its barking. So, my dear, in our examples before, sound travels in air. It travels in all directions. When you are close to the source of sound, you will hear loud and clear sound. As you move far away from the source of sound, you will hear less clearly. The air here, my dear, is called a medium. A medium here in our lesson is a material that carries the sound. The sound in our examples before was carried by air until it reaches our ears. So the medium that the sound travels through is air. The question is, does sound travel only in air, or it can travel through other mediums? Let's watch this video to see again how sound travels through air and find an answer for our question.
Let's see. Can sound travel through air? Take 2 spoons and bang them together. You hear the sound. It shows that sound travels through air. As there is only air between the source of sound and your ear. Now let's see. Can sound travel through water? When you are underwater, or when someone's swimming under the water, he or she can hear all the sounds coming from the poolside. So it shows that sound can travel through water. Rather, sound travels faster in water than in air. Divers can listen to every sound that is coming from outside the water. This shows that sound waves can travel through water.
So my dear, as we saw in that video, there is another medium through which sound can travel. It is water. That's why if you swim underwater, you can hear everything from outside the water. We saw also that sound moves faster in water than in air. So let's read together. Sound travels in water faster than it does in air. Living things in water communicate through sound. For example, dolphins whistle in water to communicate. Let's listen to dolphin whistling together. Did you hear that, my dear? So, in our lesson today, we took that air can travel through air and water, those two mediums that the air can travel through. We will talk about a third one in tomorrow's lesson. Now, my dear, comes the time to check your understanding. The first question in your book, page 536. How does the sound of a car horn travel? Remember, my dear, what we talked about sound and in what direction does it travel? The second question is, explain how dolphins communicate. Remember what we heard in the video and explain how dolphins can communicate. You will find the answers in the PowerPoint, my dear. Try to answer by yourself before you go to answers. That is to make sure that you understood the lesson of today. Thank you, my dear. See you in the second part of the lesson tomorrow. Bye bye.